The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. Longman Simplified English Series. Read by Siriya Boonlert. Chapter 20. The Tale of Potter. Tom soon began to wonder why his longed-for holiday was not as exciting as he had hoped. A circus came after it had gone. The boys had a circus of their once intense maze of old rags. The price of admission was 3 pence for boys and 2 for girls. After 2 days, the circus was given up. There were some boys and girls parties, but they were of few and delightful that they only made the emptiness between harder to bear. Becky Dasher was away with her parents, and so there was no bright side to live anywhere. Tom fell ill when he had recovered. He wandered down the street and found Jim Hollis acting as judge in a court composed of children. He was trying a case for murder in the presence of a victim abroad. Murder was the chief subject of conversation in the village, for the murder trial came on the court. Tom took Huck aside to have a talk with him. It would be a relief to unsheathe his tongue. Moreover, he wanted to assure himself that Huck had not betrayed the secret. Huck, have you told anybody about that? About what? You know? Oh, of course I haven't, Huck. He couldn't force you to tell. Could they force me to tell? Why, if I wanted that half-breed devil to kill me, they could force me to tell. Asked why, right there they found themselves hanging about the neighborhood of the little treasure, and they did as they had often done before. They gave Potter some tobacco and matches. Through the bars, they felt very cold and treacherous. When Potter said, "You've been very good to me, boys," I often say to myself, I used to meet all the boys kinds and think and show them the best fishing place and befriend them when I could, and now they forgotten me when I'm in trouble. But Tom hasn't, and Hank hasn't shaken hands. Yours will come to the bars, but my two big little hands and weak, but they help me a lot, and they help me more if they could. Tom went home miserable, and his dreams that night were full of horrors. The next day and the day after, he hung about the court. At the end of the second day, the village talk was that Redskin Joe's evidence stood firm and unshaken, and that there was not the slightest doubt what the jury's verdict would be. Tom was out late that night and came to bed through the window. He was in a state of great excitement. It was hours before he got to sleep. All the village flocked to the court. the next morning, for this was to be the great day. After a long wait, the jury took their places. Soon afterwards, Potter, Parent, and Timid was brought in and sat where all curious eyes could stare at him. No less noticeable was Dredskin Joe's evil face. Then the judge and the sheriff arrived, the usual whispering among the royals, and the gathering together of papers followed. These details and the accompanying delays gave an impressive sense of expectations. Now, a witness was called who said that he found Potter rushing in a stream at an early hour on the morning when the murder was discovered, and then me immediately crept away. After some questioning, the lawyer for the prosecution said, "Examine the witness." The lawyer for the defense said, "I have no question to ask him." The next witness described the finding of the knife near the body. The lawyer for the prosecution said, "Examine the witness. I have no question to ask him." The lawyer replied. A third witness saw that he had often seen the knife in Potter's possession. Examine the witness. Potter's lawyer refused to question him. The face of the audience began to show annoyance. Did this lawyer mean to throw away the prisoner's life without an effort to save him? Every detail of what occurred in the graveyard that memorable morning was described by trustworthy witnesses, but none of them was cross-examined by Potter lawyer. The lawyer for the prosecution now said, "By the oath of citizen whose word is above suspicion, we have shown beyond all possibility of doubt that his awful crime was committed by the prisoner." A groan escaped from Potter, and there was a painful silence in court. The lawyer for the defense rose and addressed the judge. "Your Honor, in our remarks at the opening of the trial, we showed that we intended to prove that the prisoner did this fearful deed while under the influence of drink. We have changed our mind. We shall not offer them access." Turning to the clerk, he said, "Call Tom Sawyer." Everyone in court looked both amazed and puzzled. Tom, looking rather frightened, rose and took his place upon the stand. He saw the oath. "Thomas Sawyer, where were you on the 17th of June, about the hour of midnight?" Tom glanced at Dredskin Joe's iron face, and his tongue refused to move. The audience listened breathless, but the words would not come. After a few moments, however, the boy got a return of his string back, and he managed to put enough of it into his voice to mark part of the code here. In the graveyard, I terrified rather. Please don't be afraid. You were in the graveyard. A scornful smile passed across the Redskin Joe's face. Were you anywhere near Host William's grave? Yes, sir. Speak up. I terrified rather. How near were you? As near as I am to you. Were you hidden or not? Hidden where? Behind the trees on the edge of the grave. Redskin Joe gave a slight start. Did you carry anything there with you? Tom hesitated and looked confused. Speak out, my boy. What did you take there? Only dead cat. There was some laughter with the just shake. We shall produce the remains of that cat as evidence. Now, my boy, tell us everything that occurred. Tell it in your one way. Don't omit anything, and don't be afraid. Tom began hesitatingly at first, but soon his words flowed more and more easily with part lift. The audience listened to his terrible tale, and as the doctor brought the board down and Potter fell, Redskin Joe jumped with the knife and crash as quick as lightning. The half-beast sprang toward a window, tore his way through all who tried to stop him, and was gone. Tom was a hero once more, the pet of the old and the envy of the young. His name was even printed for the village newspaper report. The part he had played. Tom's days were days of glory, but his nights were seasons of horror. Redskin Joe was present in all his dreams and away with a fatal gleam in his eye. Nothing could persuade of boy to go out of doors after sunset. Poor Hartwig was in the same state of terror, for Tom had told the whole story to the royal the night before the trial, and had feared that his share in the matter might be found outside. Tom's conscience had driven him to betray his oath. Had confidence in the human trust had practically vanished during the day. Potter's great gratitude made Tom feel glad that he had spoken, but at night he wished that he had said nothing. Rewards were offered, the country was searched, but Redskin Joe was not found. The days went slowly by, and each day Tom felt a little less